(1992), a historic year for Maastricht. After signing the official documents, the European Union is a fact.
Well, the moment was a very exciting one in the sense that we were aware of the challenge we faced.
Well, that was the end of a process. We had difficult negotiations leading to the Maastricht Treaty, and then the finalization by signing the treaty was a few months later. So that was a day of a festive day without any further obligations. So I have very good memories about that.
20 years later, some of the key politicians returned to Maastricht. Wim Kok, former Prime Minister and Minister of Finance of the Netherlands. Enrique Baron Crespo, former President of the European Parliament. They are invited back by the Maastricht University, who organized a conference 20 years after the Maastricht Treaty was signed.
Since the treaty is signed now 20 years ago, it meant a lot for the name of the province, the name of the city of Maastricht, for tourism, as a symbol for European integration.
Looking around this room, I see people who were present on that occasion. People such as Enrique Baron Crespo, Henning Christoffersen and Wim Kok. Gentlemen, welcome. I also see many people who were possibly not even born back then, or who were perhaps taking their first steps. Welcome, one and all.
About a year ago, we thought, well, we're coming up to the 20th anniversary, and we thought, given Maastricht's importance with EMU, we should really do something. And yeah, we came up on a format where we would like to have some of the people who were here 20 years ago come back, and then link this with the more contemporary policy discussion.
A conference which explores the legacy of the treaty and the future challenges for the European Union at a critical time in its history.
For the students, it's hugely important, massively significant. We have one of the biggest European studies programs in Europe, if not globally, and as a result, it's important that we just don't get bogged down in reading books and theory as professors. We can bring people like Wim Kok here and allow students to listen and to hear.
It's also very important that in this, where Euroscepticism is spreading around in Europe, that people get to remember what the good things and the values of Europe are. And then this kind of conferences, they are helping a lot, I think.
So, since we are an international research university, we also would like to have students from other parts of the European Union. And since we have the European Union, we can indeed attract these students, and they are also coming to Maastricht University to take programs in European studies or European law or European health program. The Maastricht Treaty is very important for the university, since we have decided, because of the Maastricht Treaty, to change the name of the university into Maastricht University, because Limburg is not very well known in the world, but Maastricht everybody knows and has heard about Maastricht because of the Maastricht Treaty.
Last week, EU leaders agreed to sign a new treaty at their next summit meeting in March. This anniversary event therefore comes at a very opportune moment for Europe and for Maastricht.
I would like to push you a little there, if you could tell us a little bit about the view of the political leader.
Thank you very much. My name is Jonas Leuschens. I'm a European Studies student. I'd like to ask you,
how do you foresee the future of the European Union?
I'm pretty hopeful in the end, because without underestimating the current problems, I think people, and especially younger people, the young generation, use their brains, understand what European integration can bring about in terms of access to the world, study, work, tourism, trade, a reason for hope and optimism. As long as we are able to, and also the new leaders of today, to formulate a appealing vision.
I think that now we are undergoing a crisis that for me is a crisis of confidence, a crisis of trust, not so much an economic crisis. I do think that we have the means to come out of this crisis and to strengthen the European Union. We have the means. The question is if we have the will. People are asking for, at the end of the day, they can protest and there can be some populism on Europe. But at the end of the day, the people realize and are aware of the fact that we are on the same boat in a world that has changed very much in these last 20 years.